Good evening, Chief Swanigan.
Hey, how are you, sir?
All right. Another
Good
day.
evening.
Andrew.
What do y'all know? You all are live. I'm getting ready to let people in. Just letting you know.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
All right. I don't know if you all have anybody else coming, but you got your quorum and you are live and recording. So start whenever you are ready.
Okay.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, Andrew.
You're welcome.
Hi, Andrew's our director, telling us when to go. Does anybody have any business they'd like to bring up? Do you have anything, Robert?
Let's see. Nothing super pressing. We did have a robbery over the weekend on Connector Road at the Chevron. Detectives are working that one and have some pretty solid leads. So I'm very hopeful that they'll have that wrapped up hopefully this week.
That's good. That's good. Was it an armed robbery? Was it gunpoint?
It was.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was an armed robbery.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. They've got some leads and they're working on it and
Yes.
doing that. So, do you have anything, Mayor?
Just one of the things that I wanted the committee to be aware of that I think is going to be coming on our radar quicker than we had anticipated is maybe a discussion of body cameras. I have assured the leadership of our police department that we will focus on personnel, both salaries and increasing headcount before we invest in technology. And while Chief Bossy is comfortable with body cameras and we're willing to go down that road, we believe we've made a commitment to personnel ahead of technology. The reason I think this will come to us quicker than we thought it would is there was an incident the prior weekend, a traffic stop by the sheriff's office that was widely publicized and shared on social media. And it so happened that the sheriff's office was using a demo camera that a vendor had lent the department just to try them out. And it turned out that cam turned out to be very beneficial in that particular case. That had an allegation against two deputies that was not, I think, ill-intended, but misconstrued. It got kind of off balance. So I'm sorry, what I think will happen.
She's piping in too. She has an opinion.
What I think will happen is I've been told that the sheriff's office wants to go forward with an immediate purchase of body cameras and may approach the fiscal court with that funding request. That creates an odd dynamic for us. We had agreed to go down the camera path together, but we may have to diverge because of the funding differentials. So it's just an additional burden, even outside of personnel, that I wanted the committee to be aware of. I'm anticipating that occurring, but.
Yeah, I know. And when we had discussed it, I don't know if you were on police committee yet, Tammy, if it was, before you got on, but I know Chief Bossy had talked about it and he said kind of another side of it too, is you have to hire somebody to process all the technology and store it. Because if it comes up for a trial or for a case, you've got to have that person. So that's also figuring in somebody that would.
That's what I had understood. That it's the cost of the actual body cams. It's the storage, etc. So
Yeah.
I like the fact that the mayors look at the salary, the personnel. It is a priority, but it's a priority in line behind other things, other priorities. So I agree with that.
Mayor Prather is absolutely correct, and we agree wholeheartedly with that. We have quoted several different vendors to look at the prices. The majority of the companies that are out there want you to sign some form of extended contract. The company that we probably would like to go with, their pricing is right around $500,000 for 5 years. That
About
includes the
100,000 a
cameras.
year.
Yeah, the 500,000 for 5 years.
Yeah, I know. It's
So
about
100
100,000 a year.
Yeah, about 100,000 a year.
Mhm.
And that doesn't include the cost of someone to maintain it. You
Yeah.
need somebody full time that can respond to open records requests and produce the videos when they're requested for court and those open records requests. So it will take, in addition to the cost of the equipment and the services, it'll take cost for a body.
Mhm. And probably a tech type of person, that's done that. So,
Yes.
okay.
And I understand that the need for that technician to do the correct archiving of all that data, and as you mentioned, Polly, have it be responsible to the court system,
Hmm.
requires that technician from day one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're in favor of body cameras, but we just think we have other funding priorities, and I wanted to make sure that we were in agreement there.
Okay. I was going to ask Robert, do the surrounding towns have body cams? Do the police departments in the surrounding counties have them?
Lexington does.
Mhm.
Yeah, there are several that are around us that do. We are kind of an outliner in that we don't have them. I know
Okay.
that the sheriff's department does not. They were kind of on the same page that we were on. Funding was always an issue. It is a pretty significant expense, and it's an ongoing. It's recurring expense. It's every year.
Yeah.
So we used to have them many years ago when they weren't really body cam. They were in-car cameras.
Yeah.
And we struggled with that because the technology would get outdated or they would not be maintained. And then, you would need a video and your equipment didn't record. It was tough. But when they worked, the majority of the times they were very valuable for exactly like the mayor explained in that complaint. That would have been. It's a great tool to have to show the encounter.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds it. Is Tammy okay? She disappeared from my screen.
She's texting me. She lost connection, and she says she is trying to get back in now. So
Okay.
maybe Andrew can help her get back in. I'm not sure.
Okay. All right, but we'll wait. I know I cut out sometimes too with mine. So.
The interesting thing about the body cams also is it seems that much of the public dialogue is driven by wanting body cameras supposedly to protect citizens. But in this case, I think the sheriff is looking for body cameras for the purpose of protecting officers.
Yeah.
It's true. It is a two-way street. It records the truth. And hopefully that's beneficial to everybody.
Yeah. And we always want our officers to be safe, and do everything we can to.
So we're certainly willing to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. And try. I'll wait for Tammy a little bit. I had a few things I was going to bring up and ask about. See.
Andrew, did you stay on?
He's on. I see City of Georgetown on. So.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he didn't get
Got off to help her.
sign us on and then leave us to
Yeah.
our business.
Yeah. Well, I can actually go over this just real quick. A lot of people have brought up to me, the Payne's Depot and the bypass, about a lot of accidents there. And here she is.
There we go.
Hey, Tammy. You're not-
Sorry.
Okay.
What did I miss? I'm so sorry.
Oh, nothing. We were waiting for you. We were holding the space for you.
Okay.
Anyhow, I've just got a few things to go over, just kind of basic things we've talked about before, just kind of questions about the homeless and, traffic and all that. Do you have anything you want to add before I mention any of these things or?
I wanted to ask a couple questions too. Wait until I can go ahead, whichever way you.
You can go ahead. We're probably going to ask the same questions. So
Okay.
you go ahead. What you don't ask, I'll ask. So.
Okay. I just wanted to ask the chiefs, a month out, and I'm getting this thing that says my internet is unstable, and so I may lose it. I just wanted to ask what the morale is like. We've been about a month. We gave the raises, and I just wondering if you could share with us how things are going.
Chief, you there?
I think we lost her again.
No, if you didn't lose
there
me,
you
I
are.
don't
You got Tammy. We lost you.
You lost me.
It's
Dang, darn it.
crazy internet night.
I am so sorry. I hope I did not
Robert.
miss your question.
Okay, Robert, I just wanted to, we're about a month out, having passed the raises, and I was just wondering if you could fill us in on the morale is like and what kinds of things you're hearing going.
Sure. We have had some certified candidates that have applied. We're actually going to interview two of those candidates on Wednesday. And then, so we have three candidates we're interviewing on Wednesday. One of them is a retired officer from Georgetown that is interested in possibly coming back. So we're excited about that. Very excited. Good officer. We hated to see him leave, but he's now expressed some interest in coming back. And then the other two are certified officers as well. Go ahead. Sorry.
So they don't have to do the training.
That's correct. None of the ones that we're interviewing this week will require to go to Richmond for the full basic training. They've all had that. They would just simply have to undergo our field training, which we do in-house.
Right. Excellent. Okay.
As far as morale goes, I think it's been very positive. The officers are all appreciative of the steps that the council took. They appreciated what you all said. That yes, this is an excellent start. We know that there's still more work to do, and they believe wholeheartedly in that.
Okay, good. Is there anything that you think we need to know? Anything that you're particularly worried about?
Well, Edgewood, Kentucky just sent out a job posting today with the announcement that they're hiring police officers. And I can share it with you after this meeting, but they're starting out at $60,000 plus incentive.
Wow, 60,000?
$60,000 for Edgewood, Kentucky.
60, wow.
Robert, do you know if that's total compensation, or do they get the kinds of health benefits and things like that we do?
They do.
Or-
I'll send you the job flyer. Their
Okay.
benefit package looks very similar to what we have on ours. They have a take-home fleet, 10-hour shifts, an in-house fitness center. They give a cell phone stipend, and they actually give, it's like a sign-on bonus or a signing bonus, and they break that up over the course of a year. I think it's around $8,000 that they give for signing a certified officer. I will text that to you after the meeting if you would like to see it.
I would like to see that. Thank you.
Sure. So it's not so much that we worry about that, but those are just the types of things that we're competing against. And
Right.
those are the numbers that will absolutely take away policemen from our
Right.
department.
Total.
Okay.
So that's 60,000 plus an $8,000 sign-on bonus?
$60,000 plus $4,000 incentive. And then
Yeah.
I'm not sure how the $8,000 plays into that.
Okay, so 4K and
Yeah,
stuff.
you would need,
Wow.
I'll send you the flyer as well, Polly, if you would
Okay.
like to see it.
Yeah, because I know you sent me the one on Middletown, and they were starting out at 55, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've gone up to that. So, yeah, I had talked to, just kind of going back on the morale, I talked to a number of officers, and they have just been very appreciative and very happy. And they said that, obviously we need to do more, but that, that bit really makes a difference. And it's just kind of a, something that was very needed, and they're just extremely appreciative. So yeah.
Good to hear. First step.
Yep.
Yes, and that was a way that it had been kind of sold all along. The mayor and his staff did a tremendous job putting all that information together and getting it presented to council. And then council, and it's a tough thing for council to do. We get that, we appreciate that, and again, it's a really good first step, and we are appreciative.
Just for context, in our financial analysis, when we tried to get a certain percentile for all of our positions, when we got fully funded for the plan that we presented to the council, we were trying for our beginning officer pay to be $50,000 a year, including the $4,000. So our goal with the big plan was to get to 46. And what I've asked Andrew to start looking at is to update that financial analysis so that when the new council gets seated, we can revisit that with updated data, because I suspect that even the target that we gave, we haven't achieved yet. It's less than what the market is today.
Yes, sir. It evolves year by year, and that is the challenge. I mean, nobody knows it better than yourself. Is how do you continue to try to be current and stay competitive? That's the challenge.
Yep. And I was going to ask, on the homeless issues, I know we had talked last time about some ideas and things that people were doing. Are you all seeing an increase or a decrease in that, Robert, in terms of the homeless?
No, we are seeing an increase.
Okay.
I know that one of the biggest areas right now is Royal Spring Parks off of Water Street. We have a lot of activity down there.
Mhm.
We have gone, Sergeant Mitch Lair has gone with all of our victims advocates on multiple trips. I know Captain Allgood has gone as well, taking our victims advocates down there and offering services and checking on them. I know you've heard Chief Bosse say this, but if we were fully staffed, we would be better able to address this. We would have a neighborhood officer that is in that area and is on top of those things. As it stands now, we kind of respond when we get called to go by and check on them.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, because I walk there a lot, and I've just seen a huge uptick.
Mhm.
And are there any? I know we've identified Paynes Depot and the bypass as a bad incident area, and actually I wrote Eddie today about that. He's going to bring it up to the traffic committee about if there's a way we can improve that with the left turn light there, left turn signal. Are there any other major intersections, Robert, that you think are problem areas that we should talk to the traffic committee about?
That one has been a problem for some time, but I think the biggest problem is that we are at the mercy of the state on those issues.
Yeah,
Unless they're willing to put those turn lights in, or those that equipment in, no different than what we encountered on Cardinal Drive. Our hands are tied. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else we can do for there. We patrol that area as best we can. When our officers have time, they're not answering calls. We try to do speed enforcement in that area and red light enforcement in that area. But those efforts are few and far between.
Yeah. I know there were two bad ones last week. Actually, one I happened upon right as I was coming home. So, yeah.
There was one that was with a person that was towing a RV, a camper.
I saw that.
It
Yeah.
was a miracle nobody got killed in that crash.
I know, it really was. It just, and I know so many people personally who've had accidents there, and some, pretty badly injured. So, okay, well, there's that. And then I know for the holidays, you all usually do, different things with the community and Thanksgiving and all that. how's that going to change this year? Is it going to be done with distancing or broken down or?
We still plan on doing what we can as far as it's kind of like trunk or treat, but it's with
Mhm.
police officers, and they'll go to the neighborhoods with candy. The
Okay.
officers will be wearing masks. The Citizens Police Academy is involved heavily in that, and citizens from our community donate the candy that goes to that. So we will still be in those neighborhoods. We go to Scroggins Park, we go to Ed Davis, Northern Heights. We hit all of the main areas that need to see police officers, and we'll do that again this year as well.
Okay.
And then later on in the year, a Citizens Police Academy normally does an event that's kind of, I won't say sponsored by, but our local school system works with us in giving us space to have it. Last year, it was at Southern Elementary.
Yeah, I've gone to
And,
that before. Yeah.
They gave out bikes and socks and tons of pizza. It's just a really, really nice event. Our issue will be, like you said, I mean, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and we've got to make sure that we're keeping people safe. So we'll modify things around there a little bit, maybe scale it back a little bit, or maybe do multiple events where we're not bringing in such a large crowd at one time. But it is such a good event, and it does provide some really nice opportunities for families that are in need. We would hate to not do that.
Yeah, it does. When I've gone in the past, it's always packed, and the kids are just so excited, beyond belief, and it's just so much fun to see. And I know the officers get involved, and they enjoy it too.
They do.
To be able, to do that. So that, and let's see here, rocking and rolling tonight. We're zooming away. Robert, I had asked Chief Swan again about the overdose numbers, and I was just going to share that with you all. 2019, we had 189. This is law enforcement for Scott County numbers. 2020, we 178 to date. And EMS numbers, 2019, 170, and 2021, 66 to date. So just wanted to share that. But I just, I just so appreciate everything you all do, Chief. And I just, please let us know if there's anything you need from us that we can do.
We appreciate you guys. We know it's difficult times right now, and it's refreshing to see everybody working together and things coming together. We've been very fortunate. We hired a retired officer from Franklin County. He'll be coming off of his field training this week. Probably on Wednesday or Thursday, he'll be hitting the street solo. So that's a little extra relief. And then if we can get these other officers hired, especially the one that's returning, that left here, that'll be a huge benefit. We're very hopeful that works out.
Good. Do you have anybody out with COVID, or is everybody back?
Everybody's back.
Everybody's back. Okay. All
Yep.
right.
Correction. We have one that is off right now. May have been exposed at an event. I don't believe they've actually tested positive, but because there's a very good likelihood they were exposed, they are quarantined for 14 days.
Oh, okay. All right. Makes sense. Okay. Well, that's all I have right now. Does anybody else have anything?
All good.
Oh, good. Yay. We are efficient at 23 minutes. Okay. Well, have a nice break, and I'll see everybody at 6 o'clock.
Thank you all very much. See you at 6.
Bye. Take care.